523 2050. Okay, and also at the same time, if you log into umacom.com, you can also ask questions. We are logged in onto the site right now, and you can also tweet Ashraf, Ashraf Hijab, Ash Cairo on twitter.com as well. They can tweet you, they can ask you questions, they can connect to you, and they can carry on asking you questions after the show as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're more than happy to advise businesses or someone that wants to use technology to expand their business. You can help them out, you can guide them, you can give them direction.
Today's all about technology, so we're using the latest technology as a way to communicate to our viewers.
Yeah.
But can I just ask Ibrahim here a really good question? Well, in my opinion. I was wondering, what is the difference between real life business, like the struggles you go through, and the stuff they teach you in university? Is it actually applicable? Because all personally I learned at university was how to self-learn. Like everything they taught me in lectures, in classrooms, it was completely useless compared to the vast information out there on the internet. As everyone knows, there's Wikipedia, just Google. You can just learn, just go crazy.
Yeah.
What is the benefits of going to uni? Why did you go to uni if you got a dad that can push you into business anyway?
Well, obviously there are benefits of both. I mean, there are reasons that people go and do MBAs and that sort of thing. And I mean, just like anything else, there's the knowledge and there's the experience, and both are extremely valuable. And I would have to say personally, from what I've seen, that the experience has been more important in advising someone, for example, than just the knowledge. However, the knowledge is necessary. So it's a great foundation for knowing how to continue, for knowing how to build, etc.
So it's really a combination of education and experience.
Yes.
You can't just have academic knowledge and no experience in life. So you have to have a bit of both, and you have to also have a passion. Now, you had the passion because your father was into business, so you kind of like felt, okay, this is the area that I want to study in more, and you feel you can contribute as well on the shows as well. So that's why you're here today.
I actually just want to make a minor adjustment to what we just mentioned. Is that, like you said, you can't just have the knowledge, you also need the experience. But there are instances where you'll find that you can have the experience and not necessarily the knowledge, or not to the greatest extent that you need.
Learned by doing, right?
Exactly. A lot of the multi-millionaires and rich and successful entrepreneurs, they didn't even finish school. Some of them finished school, and most of them didn't really go to college or university.
Exactly.
Only a few of them are actually in the top league, and they actually went through the whole process. Not saying that education isn't good. Education is very good, and it's an education channel as well.
Okay.
So this is very useful, and we always teach people to learn and learn and learn. And you have to constantly learn as well.
What would you say is more important? Would you say networking is more important, or the technical knowledge, or is it just having an idea, or is it investment?
It's pretty much a combination of all. Now, what we want to do is you told us a little bit about yourself. You said that you got involved in, technology from a very early age, from 6 years old. We developed a game together. That was our first project that we ever did. It's called the Axe and Mouse Challenge. We sold it to a magazine a very long time ago, and then you was like really inspired, and you pursued academically programming. Then you went off to work, and you started developing leading games in the market. And then now what you're doing? Tell us a bit about the projects that you kind of developed, and what have you done for the mobile operators, because you have some experience in that. I want to hear a bit more about that, and that's what the viewers need to.
Okay, like this is a bit of throwback. So in the past there was the shareware avenue, but I always before there wasn't a model there wasn't a computing industry, there wasn't a software industry out there. So the model always was taught by your parents was go to university, get a stable job, and the company will provide for you.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can start your own company just online.
While they're actually working, they can also have a business on the side.
Yeah, one of the biggest websites out there, dig.com, you get the up and down links. The guy founded it, Kevin Rose. The way he started is he worked his 9-to-5 job, but he had an idea. He says, okay, there's all these popular sites like, was it Fark.com, YouTube, not YouTube, Yahoo, where they publish news. How beneficial would it be if we can vote up and down news stories? Okay. So he went at home, he started programming his site, and then all his friends started using it. And everyone started, it boomed, and he quit his job, and now he's like a big millionaire. So it's about like the guy who founded Facebook. He was going to uni following the model, but then he realized there was an opportunity, and he jumped on it. So that's what you have to do nowadays. And what I'm doing currently is I work 9 to 5. I'm currently working on games for the mobile phones.
Right. Okay.
And I'll tell you, the biggest challenge right now in the mobile industry is there's so many platforms out there.
Yep. Sure.
When the PC market was booming, you just had Windows,
Yeah.
and that was the platform to use.
Sure.
Okay, there was lots of different driver issues with the
Yeah.
graphics card,
Yeah.
and lots of different audio problems, and that kind of like hinged the progress of software.
Sure.
But then Microsoft, they released DirectX, and then there was OpenGL, and everyone
Yeah.
tried making it easier for you to release software.
Yeah.
So now the big challenge is you've got Apple with your iPhone and SDKs, you got Google pushing their Android SDKs, you got Nokia, who dominate the market with Symbian,
Yeah.
although they're moving to,
Yeah.
is it Mimo?
So I just want to stop you there for a minute.
Sorry.
I mean, this is more like a business show. So what we want to do, we want to get back into the business side, okay? And most of the viewers, they're not very technical,
Okay.
savvy. So what we want to do, we want to get it back to like basics, layman terms. We want to start telling people how they can use this technology,
Okay.
right? Now, what I'm interested to know, I want to continue a bit about your history because you have some interesting stuff that you're working on,
Okay.
right? So I want you to tell us a bit more about the kind of applications that you've released. I mean, the kind of stuff like, let's talk about the financial market. You have an application out right now, and it was voted like editor's choice on the iPhone. How can businesses use that? Tell us a bit more about these applications, because where it's business related, because it's like business show, and we want to talk about like the tools and the kind of stuff that we can use in business to benefit the business.
Well, this application I
arena.
made, it started off as a hobby application because I
Right.
was also always interested in financial markets.
Right.
We used to always bake virtual stock investments
That's right.
and using the Financial Times a long time ago. So
Okay.
now we can do, with the opportunity of the internet, there's a hive of information out there just
Right.
waiting to be mined. The reason why Google is successful, they go around every single website, they archive their data, and they reprocess that data
Yeah.
and display it to you in search.
Cool.
So they're stealing all the information from the internet and reusing it for
No,
themselves.
not use the word.
Okay, not
So,
stealing.
yeah,
They're
okay.
using. They're smart
Yeah,
people.
so they collect data, and what have you done?
So-
what have you
so
done
what
to get into that? Because it's really exciting. I mean, you've developed a really good application. I'm giving people hints here.
Oh.
You developed a really good application. You had some top newspapers. They were interested. It was voted #1 by iPhone. It's on the iPhone as well. We want to know a bit more about that. So tell us a bit more about, just like, keep it low tone, and let's go to the level whereby someone that is not technical savvy can understand what you're talking about. So let's just talk to that, and then maybe Ibrahim could ask you a couple of questions about it as well.
So this application I developed, it goes on the internet where
Yeah.
there's all this information readily available.
Okay.
It harvests that data, stock
Right.
market data.
Right.
It gets like all the stock financial history, the stock movements, and it processes it and redisplays it in graphical form. Because
Okay.
it's pretty hard just looking at numbers and trying
Right.
to figure out what's going on. So it uses servers, cloud computing.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back again. Right.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I'm just thinking about the audience
Okay.
and all that stuff. Right. So basically, in English terms, right, we are talking about an application that you developed for iPhone. It was editor's choice, and basically what it does, it takes the financial market and it forecasts. Basically, it helps people predict movements in the stock market. Now, it's a bit of a controversial issue, like you was actually asking me earlier regarding the stock market, okay? And you were saying, well, is it halal, is it haram, and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But really, his tool is an analytical tool. It can be used for absolutely anything, correct?
It's just a visualization tool to help people understand all the data
movements.
that's
And what
flying
affects
all around.
what affects
Yeah.
currency, stock market, and it also is there any benefits for using your application?
Well, it's completely free because
Okay.
I believe in everything being free.
And
I
it
don't
also
know.
projects the future movements as well. The
yeah,
trends.
well,
It gives you an idea. It gauges.
it gives you an estimation on the trend patterns, and you can also because what I found that was cumbersome on the internet was that you could only compare stocks with stocks. I wanted to see how the movement in, for example, currencies affected the stock market. For example, banks are going to be affected by the price of the pound. So I wanted a way to visually compare.
Okay.
And there was no way out there on the internet. I mean,
So
just
you'd-
for our layman
yeah,
users, obviously
yeah.
in professional banks there would
Yeah.
be, but there's nothing for us lot, people
Yeah.
who are starving in this economic crisis.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to develop something for that. And
Okay.
the good thing about this application was, it's not just for the iPhone.
All right.
It
Can
also-
I take a caller and then we can continue on the iPhone stuff? All right, caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Can I get your name and where you're calling from?
So my name is Akhil and I'm calling from London.
Okay, Akil. What's your question?
Okay, good question for both brothers.
Okay.
For instance, let's say I don't know about programming,
Okay.
but if I want to come into this business
Mhm.
and I hire some people from, let's say, Pakistan,
Okay.
and they develop a game or game for iPhone or for anything, let's say for computer game. Now, what's the best way to do that and how to market, let's say,